Hey, what is up guys? Justin from Out of the Basement doing a follow-up video from our vlog and the episode of Figure It Out. Today we're actually going to be finally reviewing Hondo Ohnaka from Star Wars The Black Series. Of course, this is the 6-inch line. This Hondo figure is the Target exclusive from Galaxy's Edge. As we all know by now, Galaxy's Edge and Target, made a deal that they're going to start selling their merchandise at Target locations. If you haven't checked out that vlog where we hunt for Hondo, check it out. We haven't made a vlog in a while. We had some fun making that. But today we're going to be looking at the actual figure. Starting off with the box, of course, Star Wars The Black Series up here. We have that nice little image of Hondo Ohnaka. Galaxy's Edge looks like it's going with brown. This is, of course, like the classic box packaging from the red and black box. But right here we have some brown text. Something interesting right here. It says transported from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Trading Outpost, which I'm guessing is the store in Galaxy's Edge. On the side of the box, we have the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Trading Outpost logo. It says Hondo Ohnaka. We have this nice, like, brownish color. And down here we have the Rebellion/Resistance logo. There is a variant where you have the First Order logo down here. Maybe it's because Hondo goes where the money is. He's looking out for himself, but probably a mistake. But I did get the correct one. On the back here, we have that same image of Hondo. This is an exclusive, so there's no number or anything on the side. It does say Hondo Ohnaka in brown text, and you can see the kind of gray versus black Hondo O. Black Series logo up here, and of course you have that classic Black Series read-up Hondo Ohnaka. At the infamous Black Spire outpost on Batuu, Hondo Ohnaka started Ohnaka Transport Solutions to run contraband throughout the galaxy. Taking a look at the one accessory that it comes with, Hondo's blaster. It's actually a pretty dope accessory. There's some really nice sculpt work on it, on the blaster pistol, and there is some actually really nice silver chrome paint mixed with some gold paint. So only comes with the one accessory, but I really like that gold and silver. Something interesting is that this is a repaint of Director Krennic's blaster. It looks to be the same exact mold, but the paint is much better on the Hondo. This one is just a hunk of plastic with a little bit of muted gold brown. This is so much better. This looks super dope for the accessory. Kind of interesting that they chose Director Krennic's blaster. Maybe it is the same in the show, but who knows? This is probably just some reuse just to save some money. But it looks good. I like it. Here is Hondo out of the packaging, and he looks dope. There seems to be a nice complex design in terms of his outfit. There's some good paint. There's some nice variety of paint. There's weapon storage. Let's get into the details. Coming in to take a closer look at the head, as I always like to do first, we have those classic Hondo green, like, sunglass goggles that he always wears. This design overall looks to be as if it's an in-between between the Clone Wars and Rebels look. So obviously with the green goggles, that's more reminiscent of the Clone Wars look. He always had those on. This is a pretty good head sculpt. I like the eyes. I like how you can see the eyes behind the green. The green goggles are honestly kind of iconic to his character, in my opinion. Ever so slightly, there is a nice Hondo smirk, which I love, because he's a pirate. He is a little gray. You don't know which side he's going to take. He looks out pretty much for himself, so I like these little beard tendril bone things that this species grows. This is the first Weequay alien species in the Black Series, so I think it looks pretty dope. You can see his hat, which has some nice sculpt work. It's almost kind of looks like a turtle shell. And then he has the dreads, which actually on the back of the figure, there's some nice purple that ties together some of those dreads. There's a little bit of gray and silver. I really like that purple detail. I dig that. I dig that. And then coming a little lower, we have some super dark gray or even black for these kind of piece of the jacket that he's wearing. You can see some chest definition, and you can even see ever so slightly, you can see that little necklace in there, which is great. There's also some good paint and sculpt work on the neck. You can see that. The undershirt is sort of like white, but there's also some of that dark gray and red. And I really like the jacket that he's wearing. It's sculpted on there, so, or at least glued on there, so there is no removing it. It wouldn't make sense to remove it anyway because of the arms. But there's some really nice wrinkles on the chest and lower belly. There's some nice gold paint on the belt, some silver as well. On the arms, there's some nice sculpt work. There's a nice little shoulder pad-ish thing on there. Over here we have more white, a little off-white. We have some gloves on there, so pretty great variety of paint. Everything looks good. Everything looks how it should. Down here on the boots, we have some lighter gray as opposed to the darkish, blackish, brownish of the pants here. On the back, we have some nice gray and maroon as the color of the jacket is. So some pretty nice variety of paint. Everything looks clean. There's some good detail. There's some good sculpt work on here. Nothing too like out of the ordinary or like outstanding, but again, there's some nice red on like where the zipper would be versus the maroon. So everything looks clean, and there is some nice variety of like different shades of various colors. Of course, there are peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Getting into articulation, the head was a little stiff out of the box, but it does rotate all the way around. This hair is nice and soft. The dreads are soft, so you can rotate all the way around, absolutely no problem. The separate neck articulation was a little stiff, but I got it to go. It goes back and forth like that. It's like that dumbbell joint, and also goes back and forth side to side like that. He can look up a pretty decent amount for having those dreadlocks. I'm a little surprised that he's able to look up like that, and he can look down a really nice amount. I really like that. Of course, there's also some head tilt that you can get out of that. The arms rotate all the way around. Absolutely nothing is hindered. No butterfly joints. This is actually a re-release of the, the packs that they sell at Galaxy's Edge, like the 3 or the 4 packs. I forget which one he was in, but this is an older Black Series figure. Still amazing that it came out in a single release for the people who can't visit Galaxy's Edge, but I think I've been spoiled with the new packaging wave with the butterfly joints, so I do have to say that this does not have butterfly joints. However, nothing is hindered. Single jointed elbow, which gives you surprisingly more than 90 degrees, easily more than 90. And then of course you have this cut as well right there at the elbow, which also rotates at the lower half of the arm. Same thing over here, it rotates around, gives you more than 90 degrees, of course, cuts, rotates. On the left hand, Hondo is left-handed, we all learn. The trigger finger, and it is the vertical hinge on the trigger finger. Fantastic. And it rotates around like so. Over here on the right hand is a gripping hand, and it hinges horizontally, and also rotates. At the chest, there is ever so slightly some crunch at the upper chest. It doesn't give you that much, but it can kind of rock and roll like that. However, it does bend at the waist like that, so you can get him to look down or, up a pretty decent amount with that waist articulation. And of course, he does rotate like so. Hondo can kick out that far, even with the holster, so the holster sculpt does not hinder that. Pretty much not at all. He kicks out about that far with the other leg. Does have that upper thigh rotation. Double jointed knees work fantastically. No boot cut, but the feet do go down that far. They go up about that far, and of course there is that nice ankle pivot. The weapon storage, the holster on his left leg, works fabulously. With that vertical hinge, you can get some nice gunslinging poses out of that. Love that the vertical hinge is on the trigger finger. Great. One of my favorite poses with people who have holsters is the going for their pistol, their blaster pistol pose. I just like the pose. Let's do some comparisons. Here he is next to the clone commander Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you've seen the Clone Wars, you know that Hondo and Obi-Wan have ran into each other quite a few times. And this figure is the closest you can really get to like the 2008 animated Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, so here he is. Hondo has also had a run-in with the CIS, so here he is next to a B-1 battle droid. Later on in Star Wars Rebels, he has had a few run-ins with the Empire, so here he is next to an Imperial Stormtrooper. And then, of course, here he is next to Ezra, my boy. You know, they kind of form an alliance in Star Wars Rebels, so here he is next to Ezra Bridger. Altogether, this is an easy recommend for me. He would have benefited with butterfly joints, as all Black Series would. Like I said, but I've been spoiled with the new packaging wave that I've been reviewing lately, so pretty much all of those figures have butterfly joints, so I'm a little spoiled by the newer Black Series. This is one of the older figures, but I'm still ecstatic to have it. I love Clone Wars. You know, he's a pirate, he's a smuggler, he does illegal things, he's a scoundrel, I don't know. He's gray, you never know what he's gonna do, he's rather unpredictable. So I really like the character, and the paint is great. There's a nice variety of paint and sculpted detail. Like I said earlier, the accessory is painted even better than the Director Krennic one, so that is great as well. And, I mean, great character, great figure. I really like this figure. It's an easy recommend from me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you manage to snag a Hondo at your local Target? If so, what do you think of the figure? What do you think of the review? Any thoughts at all? Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, I am Justin from Out of the Basement, and we will see you guys in the next video.